Okay, we're live. How about that? High tech, yay. All right. So, again, I'm going to be teaching on the Dharma, and the subject is long, and it carries a big effect on humanity. And so today I have a few things I want to cover. So one of them is the relationship of Sangha attitude, Sangha expression, Sangha experience. You know, when you're talking to Buddha, you know, it's the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, you know. So every living human being, including an ant, an animal, everything, is part of the Sangha. Because inside of it, it has Buddha nature. It's just not seen yet. Yeah, it needs to be developed. Yeah, and so human beings have to become humane and carry certain qualities of character within them, which expresses their awakened Buddha nature. Yeah, and it's those people. They're not like chosen, you know, or something like that. They're actually hardworking humans, you know, that go through the difficult process of being human and getting incarnated. And whether you're rich or you're poor, no matter what your circumstance is, for you to get to the point to where you are empathetic and you want to become someone who's helping the needy, really needy people, yeah, and you're more compassionate in your ability to be able to be patient and figure out a way to get to that, a way to do that, yeah. And it's very difficult because, you know, your whole process is that you have no idea that you're up against Satan. You know, Satan put this into effect, created the whole thing, you know. So for you to open your eyes to the need of you yourself laying on a bench, or, you know, freezing cold, you know, icicles coming out of your nose, yeah. I've seen it. I've lived it. I have been homeless, yeah. You know, so in every homeless person, it's a brotherhood, sisterhood. We are a family. So, you know, those people are your family, you know, but we can't see it that way. For some reason, we can't see it that way. But it is the Sangha, the people who will go into the Sangha, who will see it that way, yeah, because what gets you into the Sangha is charity. It's charity. And it's not about you giving away your money or doing all that kind of stuff, but it's relinquishing certain things that are in you that channel Satan. That's a tough thing to take, you know. It's a hard thing to swallow, you know, that, oh my God, you know, he's saying I'm channeling Satan, you know. Yeah, all the time, 24/7 I'm saying this, you know. But I'm also saying that there is a way out, yeah, and that Satan is not in charge, even though Satan is in charge. You know, on this planet, in a capitalistic reality, from place to place, wherever you step, yeah, you could step into a very unsacred zone, a very unsacred situation, and you'll find yourself killed. You'll find yourself in danger. You'll find yourself poisoned. You'll find yourself changed to where you fall. Yeah, and those things that would get you into the Sangha are gone. They're gone. You know, and that's the kind of world we're in, people. You know, it's called temptation. Yeah, and it's not a little thing. It's not like, oh, temptation, I'm an alcoholic, I got to stay away from the drugs and the alcohol and the things, you know, that make me overspend, like gambling, you know, or the internet. You know, those qualities of your vices that you don't know that they're there, but they're there only because a point in which you fell. You fell out of grace, and you took on a characteristic that became your personality. And everybody's got it. And their personality, the whole personality, is designed in pride. With pride, you know, and arrogance. Oh my God, you know. How are you going to change a personality that's arrogant and prideful? when it's pride, that it has these vices. Pridefully takes a drink, pridefully walks in the bar and manly talk, and all this kind of shit, Pride, arrogance. It's expressed during those times. When you're in a gambling situation, throw those dice, you do it with arrogance and you do it with pride. Yeah. And, it just goes on and on and on. Everybody does it. The more money you got, the more you throw away. Yeah. The more there are people out there who will take advantage of you. Called Rolls Royce and yacht companies and Trump, big buildings and millionaire mansions and, all those things. But those aren't things that make you fall. Yeah. What makes you fall is when you're on your way in to becoming a member of the sangha. It's what makes you fall. Yeah. When you want to help people and you want to do things, you try, you go, you give your $1, you give your $10, you get this person on the corner, you do your thing, but it doesn't affect you to be your career. It doesn't affect you to be your life. There's still people out there starving to death. We're not carrying this mission to fulfill this need, because we're doing it on a part-time basis. We're doing it, in a kind of like a gratitude of merit, as though we're going to get merit for it. And you get no merit for it. And none. That's the scary thing. You can give $1 billion and you will get no merit for that. What you will get is continue living and don't fall. Keep getting up. Don't fall. Yeah, keep moving forward. Stay strong. Yeah, it's hard. Because what if you have people around you? And the danger is when you're entering like priesthood. Whether you be a lama or you be a priest in the Catholic Church or a ministry or anything. When you enter into that, you enter in with a lot of hope and a lot of desire and a lot of wishful thinking. Yeah, most of it is in your solar plex. Most of it is in your worship characteristics. This is what your mom wants you to do. This is what your dad wants you to do. This is what all your neighbors want you to be as a minister, a good, wholesome person. And please don't be gay. Be wholesome. Go off and do something good. Join the priesthood. Yeah. And people join the priesthood and people do these things. And we look back and we see Jim Jones and we see Sai Baba, we see Bhagwan, we see the outcome. What happens when you're pulled into that sort of thing. Yeah. Because that's where the danger lies. That's when the difficulty begins. It's horrible being on the street and poor and impoverished and freezing to death. And it's horrible looking out into society and no one cares and you're there all alone. And no one comes by to take care of you on a day-to-day basis. Nobody. And it's growing and growing and growing. Whole entire cities and states are being thrown over to Satan. All of Portland, all of Seattle. Yeah, thrown over to Satan. Handed over to Satan. Literally defunding the cops. Only Satan would say, hey, let's defund those cops. We don't need them. Because Satan makes those cops so angry and evil. Satan did that. And then the people can't see around it. And they're controlled by Satan. And they're lying and they're doing what they're doing in Portland, they're doing what they're doing in Seattle, and they're painting signs saying we're all gay, we're all lesbians, LGBT. They go from business to business. Would you please put these signs up in your business and support us? Gay movement. Yeah. And there are laws that keeps you from saying no. So you better say yes, because you're seeing the media and everything come out. But if you say something against the LGBTQAP at any time whatsoever, you could lose your job. You can lose your position in life. You could be seen as immoral, corrupt, inhuman, the worst of all prejudice. Yeah, just simply because you won't go along with them. You know? So when they surround you, like in Seattle, and they become the people in charge, you know, they go in and they take over the school district, and they take over the district, and they take over the heads of the police, you know, and they get their boards together. And they say, oh yeah, this is great. We're going to be a gay community. Gay rights. And what is the truth? Truth is that less than 1% of the entire people of Oregon are gay. Less than 1%. And homosexuality isn't a given. It's not like a race. A race is a given. We have that. We have genetic differences between people because of our races. And we have to get over it. We have to get over it because all those genetic differences are gifts. They're beautiful, wonderful qualities and gifts that if we just learn to love each other, you know, those qualities would be merged into humanity. Yeah? And we wouldn't be fighting against this because of race. Yeah? But that's what we've done for a long time. That's what lunar lords have forced us to do. Yeah? And it's this whole subject around getting up through the first two initiations, getting through and into the sangha, literally being of service in the earth, helping, trying to help. Everybody for a long time has been wanting to do this. You know, but it's too overwhelming, you know. Only saints pull it off, you know. And they do their best, but they do it in extreme poverty. They do it because, you know, they're giving the food that they had away to others. You know, you see that in Buddhism too. It's part of the ritual. It's part of the practice. Yeah, that what you receive is what you receive. Yeah, and you do that because you're praying for people and your life is given over to the process of sanctuary and meditation and prayer and study. Yeah, so in that, usually the community comes with food and leaves it at your door. You know, it's not money, it's food. So you could be sustained. Maybe cloth so that you can make clothes. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, it's not about things. It's about necessary things like food. Yeah, and then they turn around and hand that back out to the humanity that's living in poverty around them. So they don't eat that much of that food. Yeah, that's sangha. That's sangha. It's a behavior. It's a nature. It's like your compassion tells you just can't. Yeah? Your empathy tells you, yeah, I won't do it. But if you're inside that group and there are people who are stealing bread, you know, and people who are lying and corrupt and feel very ill about giving this food away, they'd rather be eating it themselves. They'd rather not go out while it's cold. They'd rather go back in and sit where it's warm. Yeah? They'd rather be doing that. And that's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. If they die, they die. But that's what we're here for. We all die. It's better to die in service, yeah, than die sitting on a couch playing a video game. Yeah? Truly. You know, but very, 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 very few people get to that point and have that opportunity and move through that process. So once you're in that process, the difficulty is the channeling that can happen inside of a sangha reality. You know, any one of the people could start getting critical. Yeah, start finding gossip is more necessary. So then they talk to people on the outside who have more gossip because they're not getting enough from the inside. Yeah, and then that draws out their lack of meditation, their lack of soul, it makes them fall. Makes them fall. So inside the Sangha, we recommend to people, you know, try and hang out with yourself. Even if you're in the Sangha, you are alone. 100%. If you're welding alone. You're not welding with somebody's arm hanging over you saying you're doing a good job. If you're doing a good job, it's because you care. Yeah? And that's what Sangha's about. Yeah? And every person is left alone to be in that. But then there could be some people who just can't help but find criticism or a lack of ability to move forward within the service that they're ready to do. And this isn't required, Shambhala Sangha or, this is Sangha. All people in the world. You have to develop your reality, the fact that you're here for earth service. Yeah? You're not here to get a mansion or here to cut a record, or here to go get on a movie studio, and make yourself famous for about 10 years and then wonder why they didn't call you back for the rest of your life. Yeah? Or get through high school and become a football star and wonder why you're not a football star after you're 19 years old. Yeah? You reached your peak. You reached your peak. This is all illusion, delusion, samsara. They push you to a place to where you're under an illusion, that you're inside of some kind of fame, that you're getting it, but really what's happening is that you've been tempted. Yeah? And now you're on the track of whatever it is that temptation is leading you to. And it takes up your entire life. Or maybe a short part of your life. Yeah? But it leaves you in desperation. It leads you in divorce. It leaves you in circumstances to where you wish you hadn't done what you did. And the outcome is not what you expect. Because it was a falling. It wasn't something, when you do something and you move it forward, upwardly, it lasts forever. 10 years later, you get a blessing again for it. Every year, you get more blessed from every blessing you lay down. You get more blessed, yeah? But you cannot fall. You cannot fall out of grace, yeah? And it takes a lot to get into grace, It requires me to get here, It requires me to set up something like this and create all the technology and all the advancements so I could teach, so I could tell you what are some of the pitfalls you can get into that will ruin your entire life with illness and disease and emotional trauma and circumstances that you could have avoided, like dying of cancer or having diabetes, living a life of emotional, 100 different types of normal depressions that are out there for all the different types of prescriptions that we normally take in our society. Simply because we're not eating right. We're not living right. We're not behaving right. We haven't cleansed ourselves. We haven't purified ourselves. It has nothing to do with purifying our evil energy. Yeah? It has to do with the truth. Yeah? If you can be given the truth, it's a lot faster than you working out your failures and learning from them. Yeah? People teach you that shit. Yeah? You're here to learn from your failures. That's shit. That's bullshit. It's not true. You don't really learn from your failures. You continue your failures. And you learn, why is it I do that? That's what you learn. You don't learn from it. You continue doing it. Yeah? And a whole life goes by. A whole freaking life. Yeah? And it has everything to do with gluttony, with greed, with the sins that are in us. And we don't know that they're there. We need to be purified. We must cleanse them out. Yeah? And we do that by waking up every morning thankfully, happily, And if you're in the Sangha, you have a mission. You have a mission. It's right before you. The moment you wake up, it's not a planned out, organized calendar event, It is a mission. And you're well aware of it. And it's lots to do. Yeah? So you go forward, And you carry out what it is your mission, your individual mission. But it's all done without emotions. It's done without unclear mind. It's done with a proper diet. It's done with cleansing of the body through exercise. You got to do these things, or the vehicles get weak, and we get susceptible, and people can be lunar lords, People can be aggressive until they learn to clear themselves, purify themselves. Because everybody has a negative side to every positive side. And if we're impure, that negative side is what's going to come out. We're just going to express that negative. Yeah? And we can't help it. Yeah? And you don't have to purify by lighting candles, and you don't have to throw water on yourself, and Holy Mary, Mother of Grace, and all that shit. You don't have to do any of that. None of it. You have to be honest with yourself and humble. Yeah? You got to tell the truth. You got to be in the truth. And the truth isn't that, oh, no, I lied. Oh, no, I'm telling a lie. Oh, no, I'm not telling the truth. It's not that at all. The truth is that God exists. The truth is that life is simple. The truth is that we're provided everything as long as we do what we're supposed to be doing, which is extremely minimal. Incredibly minimal. It's shocking how minimal it really is. Shocking, yeah? Imagine if you go along with the diet that I tell you, do a carnivore diet, People out there, they go, wow, carnivore diet, that's not going to make a big deal. That's not going to change anything. We're not carnivores. Look how many vegans are out there, Just imagine, carnivore, vegan, wow, There's a lot of vegans out there. And there's a lot of people who don't just plain ass give a shit, They eat whatever you throw in front of them. So we can't call them anything other than gluttonous. They're just mindless eaters who live off of habit and suffer from many diseases from that lifestyle. Yeah, so it is. And that's a good 80% of our humanity everywhere we look. Just the way it is, we just have bad habits, And habits comes from our falls. Yeah? And we get weak and we fall and we get onto this process and we do these things and we get into these habits. And we're actually trying to treat ourselves, through eating sugar, drinking, through whatever we can to modify the process of the day, to modify the fact that I didn't get my job and I quit school early and, all these things that keep coming up around you, and you suffer thinking you are the stupidest person on planet Earth. You make only mistakes. And if anybody ever catches me, I'll never get another job. A lot of people are thinking like that. Or you can be highly qualified, never do really anything wrong, but everybody's got a suspicious mind. So you never can prove yourself, despite the fact that you're great, you're wonderful, you're auspicious, as a matter of fact. Yeah? But too much distrust and too much temporariness, doesn't allow people to really connect. Get to know someone, trust them, let them flourish, let them be who they need to be, because of these vices. Yeah. So it's really difficult. Yeah. And in the teaching, in my teaching, I try and orient people to where we can get to a simple negotiation, to where, we can work on the body, yeah, and we can heal the emotional body, yeah, and we could feed the mental body. Now the mind is, we don't know it, but it's highly unfed, incredibly unfed. I mean, so unfed. And I'll show you, in Israel they did this research, and a lot of other places they did research and found out that the human brain is getting smaller, because of produced food, mass-produced food, bread, things like that. But the number one thing that's causing the brain to get smaller is vegans. Mm-hmm. The choice of people to choose to be vegans. And it's been going on for about a generation and a half to 2 generations, enough to shrink the size of brains. And that's something. And senility is growing. It's not because they're vegans. It's because we simply do not know what to eat throughout our entire life. And a lot of these people are hardworking people. They rush their food down their, into their body, and they can't really there's wrongness everywhere on this whole thing, But the biggest thing that caused this slowing down of the brain and making it smaller was vegetarianism, yeah? So they went, whoa, that Israel, they're pretty smart people. They brought cannabinoids to the up front, and got us to legalize marijuana, so I'm kind of behind this group, and they're coming out with very interesting information in relationship to our past, who are human beings, Are we directly linked to the animal, the ape, the chimpanzee? What's the chance of that? Are we really linked? I mean, you can look at, these DNAs and all these things that show that we might have similarities, but holy gosh, if you look at it, we actually are missing a few things. And just one of those things would make us a totally different species, and we're missing more than one, so we're not even connected, we're just on the same earth, and being human beings, we're using all the genomes of everything. If you look at the human being as it's growing out of a zygote, from an egg into a zygote, it goes from the whole entire animal kingdom. It goes from a fish, a pollywog, it looks just like a pollywog, it looks just like a frog, it's got a long tail, it's swimming along looking just like a pollywog, and that's us. Our heart is beating, our brain is functioning, and we are a fish. And that's how we live, for about a month. And then we start growing, just as we did in the evolution of all species. We are the microcosm, the macrocosm. We are the human being. Very special. You don't see this in other forms, in other realities, but you do see it in us, But our reality, if we follow this all the way through, you see that we have a different digestive tract. Our big intestines and small intestines. Our small intestines are really long. Our big intestines are not so long. And then we look at what people think, we come from chimpanzees. Well, look at the chimpanzee. It's got big intestines and they're very long. And its small intestines are quite short, 60% less. I mean, that's crazy. If that is what is an herbivore, and occasionally is a carnivore, then that's the kind of body you get. That's what you get. But here we are, we're like, we're smart. We make tools, we cut meat, we barbecue, we don't need fangs, we don't need big old teeth, but we do need to digest. We do need all of this functioning. So as we study that, we find out, they go archaeological, they go into all these old places, for millions of years. They follow back and see, wow, everybody is found with hunting tools. They all have hunting tools. So they're all eating meat. They're all living and surviving off of meat. And as that hunting tool process, bows and arrows and more, gets more functional, the bigger the meat, bigger the animals, big buffalo, no problem, got it, the smarter they get. Why? Because their brain is getting bigger. Why? Because they're eating meat, their brain is getting bigger because they eat meat. And then you go, well, that's a bunch of archaeologists, they, make up shit, people make up shit, So then they went, well, that's true, that's true. So why don't we talk to the Aboriginals who are still here? And these are the same people that go back millions of years, Why don't we go talk to them, see what they did and see what they eat? And by golly, they're all carnivores. If you sit in an Aboriginal setting, if you sit meat and vegetables on that table, those people will not touch the vegetables. They'll only eat the meat. Because it's by nature what they eat. They're not drawn. They did not fall. They're not drawn to outside of what is natural, what is totally natural. And, you'd think, well, we need to have science and research and everything to verify that eating that meat is going to give us the nutrition we need. Our intuition and everything guided us in that way, and that we did do that. And now that we have the science, we're finding out that we actually can't get nutrients from vitamins, through vitamins or through plants. We put them in our body, but they actually do not go into nutrients. They break down. The acidity is different, the body breakdown is different, and sometimes, like in spinach case, it has certain things within it that doesn't allow the spinach to break down the iron into the body and allow the nutrients to be used. You know? And that's for a lot of green vegetables. You know? So here you're reading, oh, this is full of iron, this is, spinach, Popeye, the whole bit, You're thinking that's the truth, but it's not the truth. Those things we cannot absorb. We can't absorb them. But what we can get from them is carbohydrates. Yeah? So then they look into the reality of carbohydrates. And what is the one thing the human body does not have a need for? Not one bit is carbohydrates. Not one bit. Not even a little bit. Yeah? No need for carbohydrates. Yeah? The brain needs fat. Needs lipids. Needs fat. Yeah? Needs what comes from meat. Without that, we can't really develop our brain. And we can't develop the other organs. And we can't develop our bones. And we can't develop our cartilage. Yeah? So what happens? We get bent backs by the time we're 70 years old. Yeah? Our spine becomes decrepit. Why? Because we're old. Why? Because we're not carnivores, people. Yeah? If we lived simple, I don't mean to have 1 million cows all set in a particular state and smelling up the world and burping and belching everywhere and causing all kinds of problems. I'm talking about if we're all carnivore, yeah, then we really don't have grocery stores. What is included in the carnivore diet? Nothing in the grocery store. Not a thing. Not a thing. So that eliminates the grocery store and puts us back into the family, in the household, into the community. Yeah? And as a community, we need to eat. We need cows. Yeah? So we need pasture. We don't need to get out there and grow all kinds of hay and everything because they eat the grass. They eat really good grass. And we can make grass and just hand them grass. Fresh grass. Much better than dry hay. And that's how we're going to behave, through animal husbandry. And as we continue doing that, we have our milk, we have our cheese, we have 3 or 4 different variety of animals that sustain us. This is sustainability. Yeah? It doesn't go outside that. Yeah? We have fresh water, electricity from solar, from wind. Yeah? We drive electric cars, we have an electric house. Yeah? And we live in a way in which it is sustainable, and by that behavior, inside that behavior, we no longer fall. Yeah? Because we're not given, false objectives, like a false diet. Give a false diet, and all of a sudden we're going to have Burger King, grocery stores, all the things I just told you we aren't going to have. We're going to have them, not have them by nature. We're not going to have them. We do not have to make buildings sky high growing freaking vegetables as they think we do, because we have to have vegetables. Only if we want smaller brains. Yeah? Only if we want to de-evolve. Scientifically proved that if we follow that course, we will de-evolve. And that's Elon Musk's brother. Yeah? And if we follow the course of going to Mars, we will die. Yeah? So here's de-evolution and here's death. That's a lot for people to be putting out onto the planet that is harmful. Very harmful. And we need to control these falling conditions. We need to have higher consciousness, and we need the sangha. Yeah? Because it's hard for people to get to carnivore. It's hard for people to get to sustainability, to get to a point to where they, you don't have to, say to rich people, oh, you're rich, you asshole. Why don't you get paid 99% tax, you asshole, you piece of shit, you no good rich person, creep. That's what they do. They go, oh, Elon Musk, you asshole. You don't give enough money, The guy gives 50%. That's a lot. More than a lot more than most. Yeah, but that doesn't make him a good guy. Yeah, what makes him a good guy is when he's a philanthropist, and he takes 90% of what he doesn't need, and he puts it into the pot for humanity, for schools, for everything, for every single thing. Eliminating taxes upon all of humanity. Yeah? All in an agreement that this will not go toward warfare. Yeah? This will not go toward chemical warfare or biochemical businesses and companies. It won't go anywhere in that case. Yeah, it will only go towards sustainability in a house-to-house scenario. Yeah? And it's not crazy. It's real. Yeah? And in the sangha, we have charity. We have philanthropy. And if you're a gazillionaire, it's a big benefit for humanity. We're just not there yet. But we're going to get there. And everybody kind of thinks, well, I'm looking at the average human. I'm looking at everybody. Everybody becoming sangha. Everybody not falling. There are 7 chakras, 7 rays. You have to manifest as soulful to be in the sangha. Yeah? That's not easy. Yeah? And the biggest process within it is the lack of charity, the fear that, your money's going to run out. You don't even know where it came from. You're holding on to it like, you're the one who made that money. Or somehow it's there, I don't get the mind. I don't personally. I don't have that condition. Yeah. But I do understand that condition. And it is the opposite of charity. And it comes right out of the solar plex. It comes right out of the gut. Down at the sacral center. It comes right out the base. So it's a knee-jerk reaction in people. Knee-jerk. That's why we end up poor. That's why we end up drug-induced. That's why we become alcoholics. All of that is a part of the same thing. Yeah, it's just those really bad rays that are turned in an opposite direction that give us complete misfortune. A completely misfortunate society. Imagine the 4th rays being pushed up into the brow. Well, only lunar lords would do such a thing because they would see all their riches as their riches, theirs. And that's beautiful. And that's deserved. They were born this way. It came easy. What's the problem? Yeah? It's all that. And they're looking out of here. And where you're supposed to be seeing God. And when you look at this shit, you're supposed to go, oh shit, this is God. Ew. This is anti-God. There's no way this is heaven. This is no heaven on earth. This is like a Muslim heaven. This isn't real. Yeah, this isn't real, but it is kind of like Muslim heaven. Yeah. And those kind of presentations, those astral plane illusions, is materialism that we fall into in a process of trying to become spiritual. Yeah? We have no idea that that same ray is being used in a satanic reality in a spiritual form. Same ray, whether it be the first ray, the second ray, by showing heartlessness and pain toward mentally abusing people and raping people and doing those things, that's a second ray turned completely around. Yeah? Where you have no remorse, you have no care, you have no sensitivity. You are heartless. Yeah? And then you take the third ray, and it's a person who should be giving and caring and sharing and doing nice things, but then turn that around. You got a person who will sell your soul. Yeah? You have a person who will set you up to buy your soul. Yeah? And then set you up to think that you're not worthy of a soul. Yeah? Not worthy of anything around you. And you lose all your groundedness. You lose everything. And those are rays that are supposed to be giving to us, creating good fortune. Good fortune. We are in a true world that can manifest this. can manifest this. It is God's intention. It is God's rays, but they're being misused by Satan. Not by you, but by Satan. And if you join me, you will end Satan's relationship to this earth. And you will find you are fortunate because you turned your back on Satan. And you allowed the power and the grace and the glory that comes with the 7 rays to manifest into the world, into the planet, into the people, into everything. Yeah? That's the sangha. That's the sangha. And that way you're tested. I ask you to go out, give people food, treat people well, have people come to the center, put them in a spa, even though they're grumpy and complainy, do it right, put them in, treat them up, give them soul therapy, treat everybody right, everybody, and then go out there and feed people in the need, let's take care of people. And you'll find that there are those moments when people just can't pull it together, and those are the moments when a trigger, a negativity can come in. Yeah, and everything is aspiring toward heaven. Yeah, so it's not a difficult thing. Yeah, I'm giving specific guidance, which allows simplification to come in. Yeah, and simplification is the key to God. God's not, oh, I'm so godly, I can create, big buildings. That has nothing to do with being godly, powerful, intellectual, spiritual. Has nothing to do with that. It is your grace. You have to maintain God's gift, which is your 7 rays. Yeah? And in my teachings, my orientation is to cleanse your 7 rays. And you do that by making sure your heart is connected to charity. Yeah? So that the 4th ray, that would make you, automatically just knee-jerk, I'm not sure, I don't have, all those kind of things that come in, which is the harmony through chaos scenario. It's a symptom that comes with you misusing God's ability to communicate with you. This is the only thing God's got, is the ability to talk to your brow and get your head out of your ass. Yeah? To get you to look up rather than down. Yeah? To get you to hear, to get you to see, to get you to use all the senses. All 7 rays are in your head. All the senses are in your head. Your eyes is a sense. Your ears are a sense. Your smell is a sense. Your taste is a sense. Your touch is a sense. All 7 rays are in your head. Yeah? So the seed of your soul is also in your head. Yeah? So just holding this together, understanding the teachings. Yeah? Staying with the teachings. And not allowing yourself to tempt yourself away from the teachings. Yeah? Which is a lesser teaching. And that's what the teacher always has to deal with, is temptation. Students are not teachers, they're students, and they're trying to become students. Yeah? And they start off with being very 6th ray and obedient. Yeah? But to be a student, you got to not be obedient. It's not about being obedient. Yeah? It's about being yourself. Yeah? So you got to heal as much as you can so you can become yourself. And then once you become yourself, then the things that you do respond will be yourself. Yeah? And this 4th ray that's sitting up there that makes you go, oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I can't understand what he said. Or, oh, yeah, he says carnivore, but I'm probably going to go this way or that way or this way or that way. Whatever way you want to go. Those are all temptations. If you sit and talk with me, I'm going to continue my teachings. I'm not really interested in the variables of opportunity that come to play. It takes wisdom for you to hold the course, to get to the end of your life, and get through this without tragedy. and to foster good fortune amongst humanity. Yeah? This is what does it. It is magic. It is magic. It's a ceremonial magic. Yeah? But you got to see that your true merit comes through your change. Yeah? Your ability to witness yourself respond differently. Simply because you are more compassionate than you were yesterday. And that's what's going on. Yeah? So we need to always foster that thought that, that this is what's going on, and also be aware of the fact that maybe you're fostering temptation. Yeah? Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah? And it happens to everybody. It's not a fall. It's not a fall happens when you foster it and follow through. But I always, go, and furthermore, so it allows you to go back and get to the center and see, because it's so hard to see how simple it is. I'm only asking you to breathe. Not much more. Your actions, your activity, God can lay your body down in a second, people. We are so blessed to not be dead, to be alive in the tree of life. If we practice within the sangha, we enter the tree of life. And you will never imagine, the outcome of the tree of life. All the things that the despair in the world, the coming of nuclear war, the coming of the process of bad weather, tornadoes, the drought, the wind, the dryness, all these things that we call Mother Nature. All those things is a fourth ray at your brow. And that's where Mother Nature sits. And it's you. It's all your worry. It's all your pessimism. It's all your misdirection and choices that you made. Now you're paying them off. And you know you're paying them off. And you know you need to change. And you're in the middle of paying it off. You wish you hadn't. But you did. So there's a cleansing process that goes on. And the earth is what goes through that cleansing process. You become unfortunate. Unfortunate times is when the earth is green and glorious and weather is great and the oceans are solid, and everything is clean and clear and the wind is flowing with magic, with life forces in it. More than just what we experience. We're barely at the point to where we're feeling the life force that comes out of matter. There should be a life force in oxygen, in air. Should be a life force. It should give us prana. It should have rays within it. And we move in and out with this earth. It has rays in it. We should be merged in it, one with it. That's where we get our enlightenment. That's where we get our psychicism. That's when we can talk to people. That's when we can become transcendental. Is when we're not just, selfish and self-centered with all these self-centered notions and qualities that change our rays positions throughout our body. And we can't make sacred. We can't make anything sacred. We can't make our life sacred. We can't, because we keep falling. So it's really important, that no matter what your intention is, a good intention, it doesn't matter shit. Doesn't matter shit. It's your outcome. It's what you do. That's what you're going to carry with you in heaven. That's what you're going to be witnessing at the gate. That's what you're going to be witnessing with the angels standing over you. You're going to be witnessing where you fell short. And you better stay calm, because everything goes overnight. You could clear that in a second through a revelation of understanding, and your compassion grows, and all of a sudden you're more understanding. You're more compassionate. You do not carry this ill will anymore. And it's ill will that creates these chakras to be in the wrong direction. And it's the ill will that creates the force of the lunar energy, that gets everybody to cooperate with lunar qualities. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, because we can't reach the higher angelic reality of our true self. And we can if we just join our great family and be who we really are. Yeah, we're spiritual, every single one of us. We built all these monasteries. We have history all behind us. Yeah, and we carry spears. We don't have guns. We're not out to kill people. We're to kill animals, large animals, and eat fat, and grow and be happy, and feed our children. Yeah, giving them berries and watching them die of rickets. You know, it's just sad. It's so sad. Yeah, everything that we choose to do, like eating strawberries or eating certain things, they're very high in vitamin C. We choose to eat these things because they're concentrated in certain things that we don't get from the animal kingdom. And we know that. We know that as Aboriginals. We have all this understanding. We're herbalists. You know, we do understand all of it. But we eat, when we take it, we know it's a poison. We know it's an herb. You know, and that herb is going to really change the body, the mind, the emotions. It alters things. And sometimes when you're out of balance and you give this particular thing, it pushes it into a balance. And that's good herbology. But you have to have respect over the fact that it is dangerous. All of it is very, 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 very dangerous. We're not supposed to be eating it. Only when we're ill. And not to keep us healthy or enlightened or anything like that. Yeah. There are certain herbs that we could take that we finally come to understand, like cannabinoids. You know, our whole body is made up of cannabinoids, but we don't have any cannabinoids. Yeah. So we're stupid. Yeah. We have no idea that a lack of cannabinoids will make you stupid. Yeah. Evolve you into a less stupid, less intelligent person, a less calm person, a person whose brain is moving in a positive way, thinking positive thoughts, feeling more calm, less distressed. Those things come up and they allow the brain to work out problems, become a bigger brain, a smarter brain, a more intelligent brain. Cannabinoids are designed for that. They're even found in animals to make animals more intuitive, more instinctive. Yeah? So everything is set within our herbal understanding, within our pharmacology of reality. We can learn this stuff, and it's so simple. It is so simple. Yeah, the use of cannabinoid, yeah, its use in so many different forms of that cannabinoid. As we learn that, we learn meditation and we learn other things that allows us to incorporate the fact that we're spiritual. This is a spiritual thing that we're taking here. This is awakening our brain. It's healing our brain. And now we're eating meat, and we're not thinking we should be vegan. Yeah, because we're getting all our nutrients from the meat. And now that we're on the positive side, we're actually looking that sort of thing up, and there are scientists that are finding and verifying that you can't get your nutrients from plants. But you can get allergies. A lot of allergies on every level. Yeah? And the only way you can get rid of them is by getting rid of the plants. Get them completely out of your diet. Yeah? And we have more diseases than you can ever imagine. 9/10 of them is from our diet. And the stress level, due to the fact that we don't have cannabinoids, and we don't eat as much meat, and we have far too much carbohydrates. Yeah? So all those influences keeps us at a level to where even if you're spiritually clear and try your best, unless you have this kind of stuff grounded, it's hard to attain a first initiation and not fall. Your emotional body will become distressed. Yeah? Your mental body will be unclear. Yeah? Just simply because you must ground it out in the truth. Yeah? You have to ground it out. It's part of the sangha. Yeah. You know, we can't get around the law. We can't kill anybody. We can't steal from anybody. Those things we should know, but we have a tendency to break those laws. Well, those aren't the only laws. The biggest law is we are here under a very simple necessity. Yeah, we live longer than you can ever imagine if we're spiritual. If we're spiritual. Our DNA changes and a lot of other things change. If we add meat into that, yeah, and change our diet and increase our exercise, increase our yoga, increase our meditations, get quality sleep, you know, put all your attention toward your healing, all your attention toward your healing, yeah, and follow the instruction of the teacher, yeah, because that's the only thing the interest the teacher has is to heal you so you can become a student, you know, not to make you sick and lie to you and get you so afraid that then you'll become a student, you know, because I'm the savior, I can save you from that shit, yeah. It's not the case. I'm the savior. But I don't have to create a really bad situation to save you from. It's already there. Yeah? So the truth of the matter is that it's more simpler than you can think. And that's what gets you in your first initiation. So your first initiation increases your mental dexterity of excitement, your attitude toward becoming spiritual. You know? Being a better person than just a regular human being. That doesn't mean you're going to be a rock star or something, but a better person than just a regular person. And that means you will not fall into homelessness. You will not fall into not being loved by somebody. You know, you'll get through your life growing in maturity and love and care and things like that. And fortune will come your way. You know, that is the gift of working with the teacher, is that fortune comes your way. Not riches, but fortune. All good fortune comes your way. And that means that your family doesn't die the way they're going to die. Good fortune comes their way. Yeah? Diseases that we have going on, everything that we've got going on in the world, you know, if we put the mask on, if we take the vaccine, good fortune will come your way. You will not get it. Yeah? And if others follow your process of being good in the sangha, doing the right things as you're told, and not following with this fear process, you know, I'm not sure if the vaccine's going to change my DNA or if I'm going to mutate into a frog, you know, or what, you know, I could lose my life. My identity could go. My brain's gone, you know. Just 2 more of those vaccines. Now they're asking me to take 3. Oh shit. You know. But we're in another world. We're spiritual. We're not in a physical world. You need to let that go. Yeah, this is a terrible, terrible scenario of us not trusting God because we have never gone through the clear directions to be moved to the position to where you're going to be safe all your life. And so many times when your cycle of death was to come, it passes you by. And at that time, instead of going through death and everybody all sad, you're regenerated. You get healthier and younger. Yeah? A life force comes into you as a blessing from God. The angel that you are becomes more incarnated, and you live longer. You know, that's intense. That's a truth. That's a truth. That is what happens. You are reborn. Once after another, after another. And once you've been reborn once, you can't wait until this process continues. You know, because it's so overshadowed. It's so overwhelming. The reborn scenario. You don't ask for it. You fight against it. You know, you go crazy. You know, go through all kinds of ramifications. But, you know, and when it's over with, you know, you come out the other side and you just go, what the heck was that? And how did I make it through it? And I honestly feel that it's never going to return again. Yeah? And that's a cycle of revelation. Yeah? When revelation comes into our life, and we just have to simplify because the light is going out. The energy is overwhelming. The number of Sangha members are in the billions, and just on the edge of waking up and beginning to move. That means we end poverty. Yeah? We end the relationship of people in a state of homelessness. Because people are moved to listen to these teachings. Yeah? I'm pretty simple. I keep it straight. I don't go talking about extraterrestrials and saving grace of anything. The only thing we got is God. Yeah, and we don't have to worry about God because God creates good fortune, good karma, dharma. Yeah, and samsara sucks. It sucks. It tests you day in, day out, and you have to trust. If you enter into the sangha, you must practice. You must, because your hook will connect to a process that will make you fall and bring back so many terrible feelings and terrible thoughts and terrible actions to make you discredit yourself and feel like you're not qualified to do you're gone. And it's nothing. It is an illusion. It's like somebody gave you a freaking drug. It is not real. It is an astral projection. Yeah? And we get that shit. If we open ourselves up and we're spiritual, and all of a sudden we open ourselves up to a dark side, and we don't know that it's happening, but we don't react correctly. And all of a sudden it comes in. You can think that everybody else is qualified, and you are completely disqualified. Yeah, and the one thing you want to do is get the hell out of here as fast as you possibly can. Yeah, and that's just nature in itself. It's the fourth ray going back to the base, and it's flight. Yeah, fight or flight. It's an immediate process. It happens in the fall. It's fight or flight. You go back to becoming less than a human being. You're back in the age of animals and shit, where the beast is after you. Those instinctual characteristics come pouring back into a person. We've evolved beyond that. Yeah, we as a human race have made wonderful strides to bring that fifth ray up here. We read, we understand, we change. Yeah, we can stop smoking in a lifetime. We can stop drinking in a lifetime without it being a law, without it being a religious sin, but with the understanding of intuition and instincts that it's harming us and it's unnecessary. And that becomes so soulful that we have absolutely no desire or interest in it, and we never walk into another bar again. It's foreign. It's another planet. And that's the way it is it's not bad. You don't go, oh, that's bad, I don't go in there. It's evil, it's part of Satan, it takes you to hell. Nope, it's not that either. It's just not necessary. Not necessary. It's not part of our life. It's not our planet. It's gone soon. And when it's gone, we won't even notice that it's gone because we've already let it go. We don't go there, haven't gone there for years. None of my kids go there. Nobody I know goes there. It's out of business. Went out of business 2 weeks ago. Isn't that something? That's how life will go. It's very short. It takes a long time for this stuff to evolve into its manifestation. But in truth, it's very short. Very short amount of time. Because I do it in people's generations. Yeah? So by the time you're done with this generation, I will have raised this thing up beyond your wildest imagination. And when you come back, you're going to be like dancing on tulips, You're going to be so free and so clear and so pure. Your consciousness, your mind, the development of many spiritual things within your being, will be already set in motion. Already set in motion. Tens of hundreds of millions of people will be connected to you karmically so that you could be furthered. You'll be walking around like with a gold card, and yet you're not super rich. It just flows through you like magic. It just flows through you. Your healing ability, your ability to create better fortunate situations. Blessing people. Yeah? Because we're going to become a world of saints. And I'm going to walk you through what it takes to do that and how simple it is, which makes you less afraid that, I'm going to be a slave, and I'm going to give up all my happiness and all my joys in life and all my friends, and I can't ever have sex. And, that's a lot of negative things you got up there in the list as to why you don't want to go into Sangha, But none of it's true. You get reborn, and then all that doesn't exist anymore. And now you're in another door, and you're open to looking at flowers. You got the time to look at a flower. You got time to look at animals. You actually take care of animals. You know, it's not a life that we normally live. We normally are, burdened by cats and a dog, which are not necessary, people. Pets are not necessary. Yeah, and you learn to let that go. You learn to come back around into our nature. We're only about 500 years, 1,000 years, maybe more, out of sync. Where would be our nature? To be hunters, to be gatherers, to be building huts and cities and communities and living well and talking with love and understanding and, comparing the day, and everybody seeing things in a universal spiritual way, giving offerings to God first thing in the morning. And this is going on universally around the planet, all over the planet. Yeah. So it's nature in us. We don't need tall towers and TV programs to tell us what we should be doing. We don't need movies to be telling us what we should be doing. We have our own instincts. You just need to cleanse yourself. Make yourself ready for this earth communication process and allow ourselves to get into the sangha. Fully into the sangha. Once humanity enters, into the higher realm, then we have a lot of cleansing. Look at what's going on here with our lovely Trump. Former President Donald Trump has officially lost all his post-election legal challenges in the U.S. Supreme Court after the court announced Monday that the justice had refused to take up his final case out of Wisconsin. And that's not just Wisconsin, that's everywhere. This guy cannot get anybody to help him out. Absolutely nobody to help him out. And why is that? How is it we have gone from everybody wanting to help Trump, him feeling so strong that he can go out and kill anybody he wants, and never go to jail for it, never be persecuted, never ever be persecuted. He never has to pay taxes, and he openly says it. No, I never pay taxes. Why? Because I'm smart. Yeah, he says that shit. Yeah. Well, how is it that changed? How is it that changed? How is it that the majority of humanity is seeing him for who he really is? And how is it the court system is seeing him for who he really is? And how is it the whole world is beginning to see him differently? But not just him, Jared, his kids, and all relationships that are interconnected to that. Yeah? Yeah? All of them. Yeah? Giuliani, you name it. Every relationship has a very conniving, evil spirit to it. They're drunks, they're lascivious, they're everything, greedy, creeps, real creeps with their cigars, selling cigars, you name it. That's what they do as a lifestyle. Yeah. And just like his kids go out and hunt, they pay to hunt, but they don't eat it. It's a trophy. Yeah. That's never done in Aboriginal ways. It's never done where I come from. And it won't ever be done in humanity. Yeah. We hunt to eat. And we know what we're hunting for. And we know when it's time to hunt. And we know how many are there to hunt. And we go to thin the herd. Because that's humane. If the herd remains large and remains what it is, it could die. It needs to have the certain amount of life within itself. Or it's pushed aside. And its violation is by it being weak now. Yeah. So terrible things come its way. Animals take advantage of it. They die in a terrible way. They die starving. They die in the freezing cold. They cannot survive the way they could if we live a normal life. If we live a normal life. Yeah. And that's the way it's going to come. So that changes dramatically. That changes an energetic pattern inside of humanity when we move in this direction. Right now, there's a lot of things. We had marijuana is the devil's weed, right? And it was illegal, and you can go to prison for the rest of your freaking life for a joint. And especially if you were black or Mexican. Wow, you're out of here. you know. If you're Italian, give them a year, you know. If you're white, hey, where'd you get it? They're more talking to you as a brother, wanting to deal, rather than put you in jail. So they'll make deals with white people. They'll do things with other people. They'll negotiate scenarios. We're all in that boat. So the whole of this process is through the rays. There's not another way out. There's nothing there. You could take your vitamins. You can understand your blood type. You can focus upon a certain nutrient that will make you smarter or healthier or whatever. You can do that sort of thing. But I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. I am figuring it out, and I'm telling you the simple truth. That drink pure water, pure as you can get it. Don't take the minerals out. Make sure you keep minerals. Drink it, and drink it like you love it. Put ice in it to make it taste better. But every time you drink it, try and remember what it tastes like. It's not tasteless. It tastes like water. And water is so tasty. So wonderful. And it's not like gulp, 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 gulp. A whole half a gallon down. Oh, you're just going to pee it out. It's not going to help you. But you drink it because you love it. And you love it because there's a part of you that knows that it's a major essential element. You're made up mainly of water. Talk about going out and eating a cow or something. Let's drink some water. It would make the biggest difference in you. But you to understand, is to understand the fact that we are spiritual. We're spiritual, very spiritual. We are Earth. We are the planet Earth. We are every single species on this planet is made up in our makeup, in our DNA, in our genes, in our hair, and every part of us. But we are macrocosmically the Earth. We have 7 rays, 7 continents. We have 7 influencing realities. Those 7 rays are moving through us. And the continent is flowing, and it has an elemental relationship with us. And we are in Earth's service. And the process of the Earth is abundant. We don't have to really take from it. If what we're eating is like, a 16-ounce steak a day, that's it. A 16-ounce steak a day, nice fatty 16-ounce steak a day, And, that's a fantastic thing, but that's all you're eating. And you're getting all your sustenance, and every occasion you grab some other organ meat or something else, in order to keep your vitamins and nutrients going. You get some liver, you do some kidney, you do different organ meats, and you put that into a soup. And you drink that up with the broth, and there it goes down. And you only do that once every week. Because it stays in the body. It's not something that just burns off. It keeps your vitamin A going, keeps everything going just right. And this is just eating a 16-ounce steak a day and having this stuff, on occasion. And drinking your broth. Getting your bones cooked. Getting all that collagen in there and drinking it. Making soups, making stews out of beef. And especially beef. You can eat chicken, you can eat fish, all the kinds of things you like. They're all pretty good for you. But beef is the one thing that is completely sustainable to our body. If we eat from nose to tail, then we get every single thing our body needs. It's completely sustainable, and we'll never get it. The biggest problem is that if you eat the regular American diet or any regular Mediterranean diet, Chinese diet, any diet, you're only getting less than 60% of your essential nutrients. And if you don't get your essential nutrients, you know what happens? You die. You die. This is not good. Yeah? And we all are dying. Yeah? Because all of us are not getting these essential nutrients. And we're thinking we're getting them through vitamins, we're thinking we're eating a salad, and in reality, all that spinach we're eating is neutral and it's causing us gas. And it's getting real big problems in our intestines and our bowels. And we think we got fiber going on, but we don't got fiber going on, people. We're a compost bin, and we're not here to be a compost bin. It's not good for us. It changes our acidic. Our acidic is around 1.2 to 1.9. That's our acidic. That's because we're carnivores. If you're not a carnivore, anything above a carnivore, if you eat, even if you're a ketos and you eat some carbs, a little bit, your acidic will change. Yeah? And you have to do this for a long period of time. And you go outside that 1 point. And you go all the way up to 2 and into 3. If you become a vegan, you'll get a 3 all the way to a 4. And you'll be deader quicker than anybody else around you. But that's just the way it is, because you're mutating yourself. And your body will not agree with the mutation. Just because you think you're God, and this is what God eats, and you're going to turn into God, doesn't make you a God. Doesn't make you healthy. Could kill you. Yeah? And that's where we're at. We're getting our ideas from delusions and illusions, and it's not making anything correct, because it's all done by the chakras. Yeah? We have to facilitate our chakras. Yeah? And to do that, we have to gain charity. And to really allow for charity, we have to not accept a lot of the teaching that goes on in the world, the belief systems that go on in the world, and we have to modify ourselves to not think in those terms. Really simplified. Yeah? So, it's self-healing. I'm going to spend my day, doing the service that I need to do, but I'm also going to make sure that I eat my carnivore meal, yeah, that I drink my pure water, and I drink a good amount, and I don't swig it down. I just keep drinking it all day long, yeah? And when I have to pee, I pee. And quite often, I will pee even though I don't have to pee, because that's what my teacher says to do. Come to find out, he's right. I no longer pee my pants. Yeah? I no longer, have a real problem when I'm trying to get to the toilet. Yeah? Which is the case for a lot of people. Sphincters are there in order to open and close. They're a muscle. Yeah? And if you use them, here you are, you got a sphincter, you need to pee, but you don't pee. Well, what's the programming you're giving to that sphincter? Yeah? It wants to pee, and it has its own programming going on. Pee time. You feel it? Here it comes. Peeing. Feel it? Well, shit. Okay then. Drip, 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 drip. And then it's all over the place. Yeah? You wonder, how does it get that bad? It's because it's mental. Yeah? Everything in our being has an intuitive, simple function. Yeah? And if we don't go along with it, yeah, then we literally go off nature. And we do that because the fourth ray's in the brow. And it's not picking up. When the fourth ray's in the base, then you're doing a lot to change your bad habits. That's what gets it into the base. Because you're pushing your seventh ray into your sacral center, and you're going, okay, I'll drink more water. Okay, I'll follow this diet. Okay, I'll be patient. I'll wait the 8 months, year it takes for me to see results. I'll go through, all those things. And all those things are going to be attributes in your process of going down the same path, and you're actually doing a healing. And it's so simple. You can't believe that, you got to add flower essences and other things and meditation, all those things, because now you're cleaning the vehicle. Your mind is healed, much more healed, and it's adapting and growing, and synapse is taking place. Great time to meditate. Great time to build your body. Great time to sleep. Yeah? Great time to relax. Great time to work out. Yeah? And get stronger every single day. Every single day. Yeah? Because, you're actually doing all the right things. And that creates a seventh ray in your sacral center. Because you're meant to be in service. And it's not selfish, but it is self-oriented. Yeah? Because you need to find your path. Yeah? You need to know you're okay. You need to know you're here for a reason. And what that reason is what's provided to you, not what you delude yourself to think this is what you're here for. Yeah? Or maybe what you think you're here for, you don't want to agree to. Yeah? And that's, we have to cleanse our nature. Because a lot of this we have to recapitulate. And there's so much joy in the process of becoming sangha. Getting to a second initiation, entering into a third initiation, literally watching masses of humanity realize Christ is on earth. You can't get to a first or second initiation without Jesus Christ walking around, so people can look at him and go, what did you say? And they're going, really? Jesus Christ is here saying something? Okay, I want to wait just a second. I want to hear that. What did he say? Wait a minute. That's exactly what I was thinking just 2 weeks ago when I had that revelation. When I completely changed the way I was thinking and how I wanted to quit my job and all that stuff. That's what he's saying. How is that happening? This is the world. That's how this world changes. Because we are already on board. We're all in probationary. We're already in a first initiation, but completely veiled by all of our relationships. Yeah. And if we don't cleanse ourselves and get right with the things that I'm trying to set right, and you put those things forth, when you do that, trust me, you are using the Holy Spirit to redirect your chakras to receive my blessings, so that you will have your rays in your chakras, and they will express. And you can't express the soul until this happens. You can't. And it's all just, why not? How come? You look out and you go, everybody else, and it's not true. We all get blessed at the same time. When you start healing, look around more, because you're going to see that it's a mass healing. It's not an individual healing. I do not work that way. I work in a mass way, and I expect a lot. I expect trillions of people to wake up overnight and change the world, and not have an earthquake against the system or tear down the government or anything like that. Nope. Just wake up. Just wake up and realize, that this is the time of the coming of the Lord, and the Lord is here. And I'm not missing it. I read about that. I know what happens when you miss that. And by golly, I'm not missing it. I don't think there's anything to world when it's the Lord. I don't think I got anything to worry about. That's the way it's going to come about in people. Yeah? So this is all that in Sangha is by the actions of making sure that your chakras are functioning by your self-healing. Yeah? That's why in our Sangha I say, okay, get your calendars together and try and figure out who's going to go into the spa, what day you're going to go in, and who's going to go in after that, and what day you're going to do soul therapy, and what day you're going to do this, and work out, you're going to work out, what days are you working out, and you can't just say that, you got to ask for a calendar. You got to ask for people to say, okay, yeah, I commit to doing it, and therefore there is a good chance it's going to be pulled off. And in the Sangha, there is a better chance of pulling off right relationship, the way you should be doing your things, and have it be supported, if you go in that direction. If you go in that direction and do your, go to your spa, do your soul, you may think in your mind, well, man, that's like 3 hours out of the day. Holy mackerel, I'm just going to be more stressed. Not getting enough done. I'm just going to be more stressed. This ain't working for me. I wish he had said, relax, get to bed early or something. Don't do so much work. Take a day off. Take 2 days off. Have a great time. Go vacationing. Why didn't he say shit like that? I do, occasionally. You go to Disneyland every once in a while. Well, actually not, but maybe one day, yeah. So in this process, it's about getting the rays in their position. Yeah. And every one of us have to hold that tight. Yeah? And if we do that in the Sangha, people who watch my videos and people who want to try and gain benefit from what I have to say, and if you pull that off, you'll be amazed as to how many gazillions of people it affects. And you're just thinking, oh, I don't know, I just watched the video and I'm going to give it a try, but you have no idea what that means to the world to come in contact with the Christ and to unite and become one in the teaching and put it into effect. Yeah? That is an overwhelming telepathic surge into humanity by the billions, by the millions. Yeah? And it has the same effect when you don't do it. Yeah? You will look about and go, whoa, more tornadoes, more rain, more horrible shit. What is going on? And I just say, get in the spa, do your soul therapy, continue your process of healing, and we'll make this a better world. Don't miss out. Yeah? Because we want everybody to know that this is what's happening in the world. Everybody in India, all Muslims, everybody, every Japanese person, every Hindi person, no matter what the situation is, they need to know the truth. And the truth is the reality of the coming of Jesus Christ. And the reality of Jesus Christ, the lineage behind Jesus Christ, is in every single person's soul. Everybody was lost over the time of Methuselah, during the time of Enoch, when the process of the earth was flooded. If that's a true story, which I know it is, everybody was lost. Yeah? And everybody was brought back. And the chance again to be of service and to be in the same lineage of Adam and Eve. Same lineage. Yeah? Because it was Noah that brought this together. Noah, the lineage holder. Yeah? And reseeded the earth with animals and everything. Yeah? Did that because that's how we survived. Yeah? By cleansing. Justice. It's not what we want. We don't want the world to be destroyed, but it is what happened. And it was for a reason. The life of Cain and the evil, the serpent, the evil that was plaguing the earth, the masses of people, all possessed. It was cleansed. And there wasn't a way to do what I'm doing today for that particular situation. Cleansing was the only thing that can happen. And it's what happened. And that kind of is the way of God. So I'm telling you, I'm warning you. Watch out. Because nature's right behind your ass and will take you out. Yeah? If you don't support the higher nature. The higher nature will give blessings within nature instead of destruction within nature. It takes nature and turns it into harmony out of conflict. And you don't go through the conflict in order to get to harmony. It's harmony out of conflict. In other words, here you are in samsara, life sucks, then you die, but you're spiritual, and you see above it, and you live within it, and you're not of it. Yeah? You're not in samsara. You're in another dimension. Yeah? You're touching the reality of omnipresence. You're touching the reality of a transcendental mind. You're touching the reality of what is the truth to make things balanced in an incredibly chaotic reality. Yeah? Where talk goes on, technology goes on, all kinds of things go on. to literally take you off course. Every single ray is expressed as a glamour. Every ray. Yeah? So it's intensely important to get your first couple of rays in order. Your seventh ray, everything I say, all my teachings, if you can follow them, your seventh ray will become in order. Because you're following my Holy Spirit, then I'm telling you things you do not understand. Yeah? And you have to just trust in that. Because I'm not where you're at. I'm way ahead of the game. Yeah? I am a fulfilled reality. The same place you're going to go, you must follow through to get to that point. There's not another direction. There's not another opportunity. It's because the end game is so simple that the Dark Lodge will try and take you off course to make you think it is harder, more chaotic. It's not a straight road, and it's not only just 5 miles. Why? It's 100,000 miles around and around and in and out and around and everywhere, and you never really get there. Yeah? It's a maze. Yeah? And it's all chaos. It's the chakras that are not balanced. If you have your seventh ray in order, you will walk through that maze and out the other end without a flashlight, without a fear. One foot after the other, and you'll find yourself in the right place at the right time because your chakras are in order. That's the test of the maze. You can't get out without that. And life is like that. Yeah? So everything that I'm teaching is to help you gain the instincts, the intuition that we've lost, that leads you to think maybe veganism is a good idea, maybe this form of healing is a good idea, when in reality, we should be regenerating limbs with a little blessing. You know? I mean, you sure are capable. Yeah? So purify your doubt. Purify the things that are not expressing your soul so that we can get to that. Yeah? Does that make sense? All right. Let's pray. Okay, repeat after me. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad. To guide me into the right activity in the plan. To clarify and stimulate my mind. To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions. To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body. So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One. All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, just close your eyes, relax, and when I start the Om with me. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May humanity of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all mankind be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us do our part. Take a deep breath. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of mankind. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and come say, "Come forth, O Mighty One." Let the souls of mankind awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of the woe has come. Come forth, O Mighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, O Mighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, O Mighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of mankind. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of mankind. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, a purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of mankind, let the plan of love and light work out. May it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. The sons of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not to hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form, and let life and all events, and bring forth to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavage be gone. Let love prevail. Let all mankind love. Okay, just relax. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. All right. Everybody alive and well. Good. Okay, so I'm just gonna point this out one more time. So we all kind of are in the same boat. Number 2. There. All right. So, are humans carnivores? Yeah? Kind of looks like it. Yeah? We do what we do. We have always done this. Yeah? No matter what you want to see yourself in a la la land or sitting on a cloud or doing the things you think you do. But the truth is that we've all evolved in this particular way. Yeah, we've all been hunters, we've all been gatherers, we've moved through this process. Yeah, so, but most of that is our relationship that has to do with life. And life has to do with an abundant reality that we bring into life. And they found that our reality, going back to the 1800s, even at that point, we find that as Aboriginals, we find that we're carnivores. We find that we're not vegetarians. We're not attracted to a vegetarian lifestyle, and we mainly eat meat. Almost all exclusively eat meat. Yeah. So that it doesn't matter what you want to believe. Yeah. It is what is. That's what the truth comes down to. There's all kinds of liars and lesser teachers and all kinds of people who are wrong and misunderstanding, all kinds of things that bring us to a lot of weird decisions. Yeah? But this is a simple reality, and if we move into this reality, then we actually step back into not just an Aboriginal, but into a blessing behind food. We don't know, in truth, we don't know that food is in itself prasadam. Yeah, that's the wrong one. If our bodies can manufacture a lot of different biomolecules and things that make up our body, we can do that fasting, we can do that eating things, and then they manufacture molecularly. They manufacture what it is our body needs. Yeah, but the ones we can't produce are called essential nutrients, which means we must obtain them through our diet or we die. Yeah, and most of us don't, and most of us are dying from this. Yeah, fatty acids like omega-3, omega-6 are essentials. Many amino acids, proteins are essentials. And there are a handful of essential vitamins. Vitamin A, B, C, E, K, potassium, sodium, along with several others. All of them are provided in an all-animal diet. All of that is provided. Let's see, where's 3? I got so many things going on. Don't mind me. See, that's number 2, and this is number 2. Yay, that's the right one. Okay. So, however, there are no essential carbs in these essential things. In a human being, there are no essential carbs. Yeah. So, what in us would be drawing us to that apple, to the fruit? Yeah, to things, that are even, no matter how pretty they are, what is it in us intuitively that would draw us to that, when in reality we have no need for it, none whatsoever, all our essential nutrients can be found in the animal source foods. Not all essential nutrients can be found in plants. So it would be that if a person is subjected to someone saying, don't eat that, don't do that, you shouldn't eat that, let's eat a lot of this. Let's eat some fruit. Yum. Wow, get a buzz off that. A lot of sugar. This is really neat. Oh my God, eat these plants. I'm higher than shit. What is up with that? Eat these carbs. Oh my God, I'm buzzing. Now I'm weak and now I'm tired. I don't know. What's up with that? These are experiences that come into people and they become habitual experiences. You want to relive. You don't know why you're living. You have these things that are really changing a lot of things inside of you. And in the process of your investigation of your experiment of what you're doing, you are essentially taking away your essential needs. You lose that. And then this, number 3. Oh, I already said that one. Our brains are energy hogs that require a lot of energy to function. The fatty acids found in animals compose 90% of our brain and not available in any plants. 90%. You know? So why are people the way they are? Why is it they can barely make it through school? Why is it that they're slow and illiterate, and don't really comprehend new things, and they shock. They're in constant shock over trying to grow a brain. They can't. They can't grow a brain. It's getting smaller. Yeah? Because they're eating fatty foods. Fatty foods that are not nutritious, like fried food, things like that aren't really a healthy thing, where they could just be eating meat, rather than fried food. So all these alternative things that we put into our diet becomes alternatives that take away the option, because we can only eat so much in a day. So say you need to eat 16, 24 ounces of meat a day. What if you take away 16 ounces of that and turn that into fried food? And now you only need 4 ounces of fried food to equal the heaviness that you get from a non-nutritional form of food that comes in the form of fried food. It's empty food. Yeah? You're emptying the relationship of what you need to grow your body. And those are all temptations. Because fried food, crispy, this texture, this cake, all these things have sensation, temptation. And they take you down a road that you shouldn't be going down. You shouldn't be going down that road. You stick to the one simple thing that really does keep you alive and grows your brain and grows your bones. It grows everything. Without it, you can work out all you want, but your bones are still going to get brittle. So you must eat right. You must learn these things, yeah? In fact, since our prehistoric beginning, our brains quadrupled in size. But now, since the agricultural revolution and the development of processed food and vegans, our brains have begun to shrink. Shit, that sucks. That's a major thing. I think that's a major thing. There are no essential carbs. All essential nutrients can be found in animal forms, and not all essential nutrients can be found in plants. So this is just the basic reality, is for us to understand that we need to really be in our mono reality, a simple reality. We need to meditate, we need to work out, we need to take care of ourselves. But we need to know what that is. And then we need to not get all confused about listening to other people, who are not on the path. And they go, yeah, but don't you have to eat some vegetables? Well, yeah, don't you need some sweets just to satisfy your soul? Don't you need this and that, just to, all for all whatever reasons there are. But you're not getting it from the sangha. The sangha is you as an individual. You. As an individual, you make your commitment. You follow through with your day-to-day commitment. You choose to go to bed on time. You choose to eat the right things. You choose everything to be a choice, so that your will is God's will. And you have to really be really confident about that you're doing the right thing. You can't go into this and think, well, maybe I can do this for a period of time. My teaching is steadfast. It is what it is, and it's locked into law. We don't go outside. We don't go, well, maybe I can eat a cake every once in a while and I'm fine. Well, yeah, you can eat a cake every once in a while and you're fine, but you're deprogramming yourself. You're not allowing yourself to fully program what it is you're bringing in, the reasoning behind why you said you didn't want to eat cake. It hasn't gone yet, so you still want cake. Does that make sense? You have to let it go. Every time the opportunity comes up, you have to let it go. It is the opportunity. Yeah? And if you don't, your mind will jeopardize your rational thinking in an irrational way, and it will be selfish. And it will lead you to losing your merit. You'll feel less confident. You'll feel less healthy. All these things will come about, and it's misfortunate. and it's not necessary. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So enjoy a very fortunate night. Sleep well, everybody.